It's no question that mental health matters. We want to get the help we need to make sure we feel good in our own minds, but the state of our mental health takes on a whole new meaning once we get married. So my next guest says that because marriage is a team sport, our mental health can directly affect our partner and our relationship. I mean, it just makes sense. So because of this, Studio 5 marriage and family contributor Dr. Liz Hale joins me. We're going to talk about 5 ways to become more mentally aware in marriage. Okay, this is a tough one, so let's talk about if one person in the relationship is struggling with their mental health.
That's right.
What is the other person's role in that?
Yeah, and it's so tough because his hair's on fire, her hair's on fire, right? It's a difficult time. But the best thing a supportive partner can say is, look, hey, I'm in this with you. I'm not going anywhere. You can't push me away because we're in this together. We'll figure this out as a unit, right? We're a team. I love you. Just that reassurance. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's so interesting. I heard part of an interview with Justin Bieber and his wife, Hale, and they were so candid. I really did appreciate that. He talked about being suicidal for just a long time, and he felt like marriage was really going to solve all his problems. And he had an emotional breakdown shortly after marriage because it didn't solve his problems.
Sure.
And she went on to say, look, you know, I had to realize I've loved this man for a long, long time. I'm not going to leave him in his darkest moments. Right? I love him. And together, well, you know, Hollywood love, who knows, right?
Yeah.
Amy, but I did appreciate their candor, their honesty, because I think many of us can relate to that.
But that's really tough because what if that person doesn't want to accept your love or your support?
Yeah, I just think never give up. You're not going to push me away.
Okay.
You know, I'm in this for the long haul.
What about people when they're dating?
Yeah.
And is this something they should be looking at?
Well, it's like the big question, right? Is how do you know that this relationship will be successful, right? And if we do a deep dive in the data, there is one question, and only one question that you can ask. Do you have any idea what it might be?
Oh, no, I have no idea.
It's this. How happy were you with your life before the relationship?
Okay.
That's it. So it turns out that if I was happy with my life before my relationship started, I'm 4 times likely to be happy with my relationship.
Yeah,
great?
so just like you said, Justin Bieber, who knew we were going to learn so much from Justin Bieber?
Sure.
The marriage is not going to make you happy.
Happy people, happy individuals make happy marriages.
Okay, let's talk about these 5 things. The first one, simple, talking.
Talking, yes. And what do we talk about? Doesn't matter.
Everything.
Talking about nothing matters, right? And sometimes I think the mundane conversations really get a bad rap. We think, oh, we got to be talking deep and long and soul searching, and that's not the case. That's just not reality. We have to talk about the mundane, the benign, day in and day out. And when we talk, when we take time to talk, we are closer, we are more connected, and we set up ourselves for some of those deep dive conversations. Those are important too.
You got to do it all.
But they're not the majority. The majority of the time, it's about the monotony of life.
What you want for dinner.
Yep.
Okay.
And be careful, because talking is the most dangerous thing we do, right? So we got to watch our P's and Q's. We got to watch our tone and our words.
Okay, and your second one is connecting, which to me, I'm like, the talking just
that.
leads to that,
Of course
right?
It does, right? Naturally, it's connection. And without it, we suffer. Without connection, the alarm bell goes off in the amygdala saying, you are not safe, right? Put up walls, put them all up, and run and hide. And yet connection, we can really convey connection either through literally connecting touch, or even non-physical by a smile, you know, and a kind word. But that connecting all the time is like, I'm here for you. You know, we're in this together.
Okay, and your next one I love because I think it's one that falls by the wayside a lot of times for married couples. Playing. We have to play together.
Yes, isn't that interesting? No, not playing is a really serious issue, Amy. It's one of the top correlations that all distressed couples have, is that they forgot to play. So when couples put play back in the forefront, and it actually tells the brain that we're happy, right? Play tells the brain there's joy here and there's connection. So when we reiterate play, the importance of it, not only is it connecting, but it's very intimate and it helps us feel loved again, and our kids love it. So it's crucial that play really has to be at the top of our list. Who would have thought, right?
Well, and I think great if it comes naturally and it's something that happens spontaneously, but what do you feel about planning playtime?
Well, you know, I'm wondering if this is why date night is so crucial, right? It's every other week date night is really what the data shows. And I think with date night, I think there is some playfulness. You know, and that's just what we know, is that there's that lightness, and it's like, oh, the reminder is like, oh, it reminds me back to we were dating and how fun that was, right? It reignites some of those feelings. It's crucial. I think we just need to accept the data. That's what John Gottman said, and let's play.
Let's play. Let's play.
Yeah.
Schedule it if you have to. Okay,
Well, sure.
your next one is trusting, and I could see how that could come into play when you said people put up walls.
Yes, yes.
How do we get to that point where we do trust one another?
You know what? Without trust, we are deeply alone, and it's really the alone piece that matters. So whether a partner is going through highs or lows, good times, bad times, we want them to know that we're there for them, right? We don't want someone to be alone. So I think we have to do everything in our power to inoculate our partner from feeling alone. I think usually we're so aware of like, are you there for me? But am I there for you? Am I there for you so that you don't feel alone? You know, the most important part about this is when a partner shares good news, how we react to the good news. One couple I was working with, she had planned this whole date because she wanted to tell her husband her good news. She found the perfect time in their evening, and she just blurted it out. She couldn't keep it in any longer. She goes, I got the promotion. And his response just fell on deaf ears. He said, oh, honey, that's really great. And can we still do that week off in the summer?
Oh.
And it wasn't a terrible response, but it didn't nearly match her enthusiasm or say, oh, babe, I am so proud of you. Tell me what happened. What did they say? What did you say? How do you feel about it? Are you nervous? Are you happy? Yes, all about that person. It's the good news that matters.
Okay, and your last one is repairing, but I have this here.
Yes.
You mentioned apologies aren't all that important. Explain that.
Well, I'm sorry, it just leaves a lot to be desired, right? But the repair, and that's what Gottman says, repairing the goofs that we make is probably the most important skill that we could have in marriage. And the repair looks like something like, I really blew it, Amy. I'm really sorry. Can I have a do-over? I didn't even like how those words came out of my own mouth. You know, it's owning that. Or it could be, again, that soft touch. Or once my husband said, hey, wait a minute, when we were kind of at odds with somebody, he goes, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, those words just melted. When we were newly married, and we had probably more of those gridlock issues, I was on one side of the house, he was on the other side of the house, and all of a sudden, he shows up buck naked. And it was the funniest thing. It made me laugh. It made him laugh. Makes me embarrassed. If you know him, don't tell him, anybody, right? But do something kind of out of the norm. Do anything to stop things from escalating. And ideally, you do it within the first 3 minutes. That's the key.
Okay.
Timing.
Strip if you have to in 3 minutes. Okay, Liz, where can we get more from you if we want?
Well, I'm probably on the, look up Dr. Liz Hale if I can help you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Amy. Nice job.
Good to see you.